That's what I'm saying.
What would have been a true story?
All right, Josh.
No, the true story.
Y'all lied
The true story. No, the true story was her admitting that she called it. No. The true story was her admitting several times that she called it.
She didn't admit to calling your job.
The true time to be turning comments off.
Are you kidding me? She admitted several times. She admitted several times.
That's all I came to say.
Wrong time to be turning comments off.
But you didn't clock nothing, so it wouldn't have been a lie because she admitted several times to calling my job.
You said she called your job and she did it, and you admitted to it being a prank.
Didn't she say she called my job? I don't know if she did or not. Till this day, I still have people contacting me telling me that she's still looking for me. So how do I know she did not call? How do I know she did not call? How do I know she did not call?
You said they called you in the office.
Don't turn the comments.
How do I know she did not call? Those what I'm asking
you couldn't make this shit up.
How do I know she did not call?
Tap the screen.
If you consistently have someone saying, I know where she works at, I have all of her information, how do I know that she did not call?
Favorite, y'all protect the live. Grab y'all a heart me at the top, and y'all tap, pat the screen, please and thank you. Shut the live out and pat the screen. Grab your heart me.
Exactly, Harmony. If everybody know I don't have a safe space. I ain't even safe in my own space. I'll let anybody up on the panel.
I told y'all, if y'all didn't tap, I was gonna cut the comments off.
Don't turn off no comments.
Virgo knows how I do things.
Don't turn off no comments.
Don't turn off no comments.
Not up in this live. Don't turn off no comments.
That's what get the numbers up. Y'all crazy.
Right. Don't turn off no comments.
Okay, can I go now? Can I go now?
Go ahead.
I just got one question. Okay, Rose. In AJ's interview, Evelyn sent her a most recent text, like in the past couple of days, from Tea Time messaging her. Did she respond to that? Was that true?
Evelyn sent her a message April 5th via email. Sent T a message first.
Not that one, Rose. The one that she said she got the night before the interview.
That was never a thing. T doesn't have that, and Evelyn never showed it. And T said she will pull her phone history, like go to her, what is it called?
So she sent it she sent the text to AJ. AJ read the text or Instagram message, whatever it is. It's a text or Instagram.
T's asking for her to show it, like the number, whatever the case is. She need to send it to her, do that. But she said she never sent her no text message that night. She said the only time she sent her a message was her asking her if she was okay after she got up on her panel. But that other message that she said that T sent, she never sent it. And she said she don't have that because she never sent it.
But she mentioned the first one about the unalive, right? She said unalive sister or something like that, right? So we gotta like that's fucked up. Like we just
about her.
But I want to know why y'all so adamant on choosing.
Did she send those messages?
Side with no receipts though? Why are y'all so adamant? How do y'all choose a side with no receipts?
She did confirm that she did say that. She did confirm that she did send that. She did confirm.
I'm not choosing the side. I just wanted to know if she texted her or not.
No, she didn't. I'm not talking about you, Nina. I'm just saying, like, niggas is going hard behind no receipts. Meanwhile, we have the receipts. Like I on my live receipts were shown, and accountability was taken. But how niggas ain't choosing? How y'all going so hard with no receipts?
Well, on that side, gonna go hard when you say that. I hope your sisters. That's a situation that we need to talk about, right? Like we can't just bypass that because we didn't see the receipts.
No, not the sister. T admitted that. She said your dead ass brother, and then she talked about her child. She admitted to that. T admitted to that.
I'm so sorry. Proxy, unalived. Proxy, unalived.
Oh, sorry. Unalived brother.
Virgo, Hippie's trying to come up.
Yeah.
I just want to come up.
No. Drop NICU. You can bring Hippie up.
Okay. NICU, y'all catch NICU.
Yeah, I just wanted to say just real quick in reference to the receipts. Didn't Evelyn say and the ex-wife say that Teal send them 1,000 messages and then delete them, and you know they're not screenshotting.
She'll delete them.
They said that. So for her to be able to show receipts,
how's she gonna delete them,
when you're sending it and deleting it.
But how delete it?
You delete messages on IG. You could delete IG messages.
Yeah, you can.
You can send and unsend messages on IG.
That is true. I have done it before.
It'll tell you though. It'll tell you blah
you
blah
don't
blah.
think that it'll say a message
blah blah blah. Yes, it does. It says blah blah blah.
Let me do it right now. Hold on. Let me go to my IG and find out.
That's how they
It will tell you that it's unsent. They can screenshot every time it's
exactly,
unsent.
Rose. That's how they know that she was sending messages and deleting them.
So they showed it.
Erica said that, and T admitted to that. T said she did that with Erica.
Right.
T did.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, she admitted.
Hey, Virgo. Good morning. How are you? I do think that it was a lot going on.
I'm happy. So Proxy, sorry to interrupt you. Proxy, that is not true. It won't show you. It just disappeared. I just tried it with my homegirl, and I deleted it, and it just disappeared.
It will ask you, do you want to delete? Is that the one that asks you?
It doesn't tell you. It just
delete for both.
Go ahead, Happy. I'm sorry.
I think one of them asked
stories. I'm thinking, okay, let me be clear. I'm thinking that y'all talking about recently. I'm not thinking that y'all talking about years ago, because they've all known each other for the cumulative.
No, they're talking about a message that was apparently sent within like the past 24 to 48 hours.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
they
what
said that she
was
never
my
sent
question.
it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Y'all talking about in the past where she was trolling them. That yes, she did that. It's two separate stories that are being conflated, y'all. Back then, T admitted to trolling them, sending messages, unsending them. Right now, in present, she did not do that to them.
Okay, hold on. Hi, Hippie.
Hey there, how are you? I did want to give Rose a chance to respond to what they were saying. But to the point, yesterday was a bit much, and I do need to do a full compare and contrast. As Rose say, use your own brain. But I did want to ask from this lady, Shirley, in the comments, because I seen her saying this somewhere else too. She was basically saying, Rose, I'm summarizing because it was multiple comments. She was basically saying that T just used you or did. That was her sentiments, that T just used you because her page was gone. However, she was basically trying to say that you were uninformed and T was basically springing stuff on you, if you will. Do you have any comment towards that? I only watch clips. I haven't seen the full interview.
I kind of already clocked that earlier, Hippie. But she didn't feel the same way.
Okay, good. And then the next question is, with that in mind, did you get paid or was there a payment offer for doing that interview? I might have missed that too.
Don't address that. I feel like that's needless to say if it was paid or not. But the
wait, Candy, that ain't your question. Ain't your question.
I know. But I have a question. Even how would T have known she was unaware of that interview?
Now, that ain't your question, Mary.
How would she know she didn't watch the interview? That's the thing.
Answer the question, that's fine, but Candy ain't gonna speak for you. I know you use your own mind and you speak for yourself. Now, Rose, would you like to answer that question or are you choosing to decline?
I did kind of just answer for Rose. I did.
Well, that's because she had already described it earlier, not somebody saying don't answer it at all.
Also true.
So I apologize, Rose. Go ahead.
I'm not answering the question.
Okay, Rose chose to decline. Okay, cool. I'll go back to the comments.
Well, Hippie, I have a question for you before you drop down, Bookie.
Sure, just one.
Okay, perfect. How would T have known Rose wasn't aware of watching Evelyn or the man or the wife's interview? How would she be privy to that information if Rose?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
That wasn't, no, wait, take a step back. I don't know because that wasn't my comment. I was summarizing what somebody else said. I really don't know if Rose knew about it before or not, or if she knew a little bit or a lot, or like how earlier $2 was saying, oh, we been knew this, we been seeing this, and Rose was like, when? So I don't know if she was around at the same time. I don't know that.
So I just want to answer a Comic Cousin. A Comic Cousin did say Rose said it at the beginning of the interview. Rose could have said that and lied and actually watched the interview, right? I never believe anybody by their words. I don't care who they are. But I mean,
yeah, but I think that's kind of like a moot point, though, Candy. Like whether Rose saw the interview first or not, it don't matter. She still had the interview with T-Time,
right? Like she came up here and asked the question, so
not whether or not she knew about it. Like I don't think that's really that important.
But you did ask that question, though. Am I confused or no?
You are confused.
Did you not ask that question in the beginning?
That is correct. No, that isn't the question that I asked at all.
So what was the question in the beginning? Because maybe my comprehension listening skills is off today.
Maybe.
Back on AJ panel. Talking some stuff T said yesterday.
Jade, please. I'm sorry. Jade.
What's up? Say that again.
Can you go to AJ's panel? AJ's live, excuse me.
Okay, great. Thanks for having me, Virgo. You know I love you down.
Love you too, hippie.
I would also like to say that I open my space for people to ask questions. If I miss something, that they can ask her. I just want to also add that into it. So anybody could have came and asked questions. And if they felt like a person was deboing the panel or that I did do a good job, they were able to come up and ask or send a cash app and ask questions or even put messages in the chat, and they were being read in real time. So like I said, this isn't about me. Okay? It's not about me.
Y'all, where
You
did
came
Drop
and
Red
asked
just go?
questions yourself. Literally.
Good morning, everybody. I did want to make a statement to Rose. When I told Rose that she wasn't clocking anything that T said because T was controlling her live, she was controlling the interview. Rose was not in control, as an interviewer should be. I didn't mean for Rose to get disrespectful in clocking her, but I meant to point out the inconsistencies and the lies. Because one thing that I now realize, T will lie until you show receipts, and she will stand on that lie until she showed receipts are shown. That's why she keeps receipts, because she's going to prove that you're a liar, because you'll never be able to prove that she's one. And that's what makes this disgusting. She continued to play the victim while making that other lady the villain, when the man himself said it was both of them, and T was not willing to admit that it was both of them. That was the problem. This is all very disgusting to me. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Which is why she keeps saying, show the receipts, show the receipts.
Exactly. That's why she does it.
Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Get up and lift. Does AJ have a question for my wife? Or for them in the panel? Or for Rose?
What? You shut up.
Oh, no, they're just streaming you. They were streaming because someone said that.
They're just streaming.
Yeah, I know.
They were just streaming.
Hi, Bears.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
I have one more thing to say. In 4K, even during the interview, T said, oh yeah, I'll take him back. I'll take him back if he settled down. She'll take back a nigga that already has treated her like cash shit for 7 years. She said, allow me to finish, please. She said that she will take him back if he decides that he will settle down. But when Proxy came in the box and Proxy repeated that to her, she said, oh no, I wouldn't take him back because the baby mama would be a problem. She lied to y'all in 4K, and y'all will believe anything that woman says.
Yeah, I have a question. Were you allowed to come up?
I was allowed to come up. I was muted. I was dropped.
Were you allowed to clock?
No, I was not, because I was cut off and talked over and dropped. No, I was not.
Not in the beginning. No, you weren't.
Yes, in the beginning they dropped me.
Freely. You were allowed to speak freely until you were allowed.
And
right now you're doing it. You're doing what got you dropped the first time.
You asked my question. You asked me a question.
I'm speaking right now. You've been talking. And so right now is a proof of why you were dropped, because I gave you space to speak
ask me a question, but you're not allowing me to answer it.
No,
you just asked me, was I allowed to speak?
Rose, you did ask her a question, Rose.
Am I allowed to speak?
You asked her a question, Rose.
I was not finished.
Well, allow me to answer one question at a time before you monologue on the question. You asked me a question, allow me to answer it. I was not allowed to speak because T kept talking over me. Keith kept trying to direct my question to stay where she wanted me to stay instead of allowing me to complete the questions. She wanted to, no, you said this, stick here. I don't want to answer that. Stick here. Show me the proof. That's what she was doing. And then I had to fight with Braid, which he already had me triggered when I came up there, because I didn't come up there to be disrespectful. I came up there to have a conversation. Because as women, this bullshit should not be happening. Women should not be staying in a relationship for 7 years where a man dog you out completely. This man has done everything that a man can do to you besides steal from you. And he may have done that. He has done everything to her. So this is very touching, and I'm very passionate about this. I am literally shaking and could be in tears that a woman will put herself through that and put another woman through it and make the other woman the villain, but get in our face and say all women should do better. Okay. Thank you for having me up.
I just want to say something real quick. Right.
Hold on. I'm so sorry that you feel so strongly about her story. However, if a person is doing an interview with me and they are uncomfortable talking to a person, I respect them because that is their interview. So if a person says, I don't want to talk to this person, I'm going to drop you. If they feel uncomfortable, I'm going to drop you. My live was not for it to be clocking tea. No, it was an interview. And so even after, when I allowed space for you to speak and you could speak to me, you were still attacking her. She didn't like it, so I dropped her. I would hope that someone would give you the same amount of grace and respect to drop someone that you didn't feel comfortable talking to at the time. Okay, so it was for T. I will repeat again, it was for T. If T didn't like it, if she didn't want to talk about it, you're gone. That's my respect for the person.
I really want to go. I just want to say something. Y'all is funny this morning. I can't stop laughing. I'm dropped. I could give a damn if that bitch wanted to stay in that relationship for 15 months. Wait, hold on. I don't give a damn if that bitch wanted to stay in that relationship for 15 years. That's not my problem. That's theirs. They all know what they were doing. They're all 3 grown women, plus the man. He already probably said it to them, like he sat on a panel yesterday. He said, either get with it or go home. Y'all know about each other. Keep it how it is. Y'all better. All he's saying is fall in line. If y'all don't want to fall in line, move on. These are grown women. That's their choice if they want to fall in line or not. So I don't see why y'all missing the point. Y'all making it seem as if these women are fighting. No, these women are choosing to have the banter because the man said he does not like that these women are having back and forth. So I don't understand why we all playing obtuse here on this panel. That man has said it in 4K on AJ's live. I'm a known cheater. I cheat. That's why my ex-wife had a problem with it, right? The ex-wife said she don't like to be cheated on, so she had divorced his ass. The man said he is not in a relationship with these women. He is dating, which dating is technically he is right. If you're just dating, you could date multiple people. But I do believe that if you're going to have intercourse with multiple people, you need to make all these women aware that you having intercourse with multiple people while dating. So when we have these
Nobody gives a fuck who she ends up with.
When we have these conversations,
hypocrisy, Candy, because you ain't making sense.
It's not a hypocrisy.
It is a hypocrisy. Because she sits on that panel daily.
Now, let me finish. Let me finish. When we have these conversations,
what dick goes in her pussy.
Okay, thank you. When we have these conversations, make sure that we are having these conversations correctly. The man is saying what he said. Either y'all women are gonna get in line, stop arguing, and be kumbaya near the bonfire and keep it put. If y'all can't do that, keep it pushing. T decided she ain't sure what she's gonna do. She may sit on the dick tomorrow. She may sit on it next week. She may sit on it in a month. That's none of my business. What T as a grown ass woman is doing.
We don't care what dick she sit on. It's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy.
$2.
Well, I don't understand why you don't understand that, Candy. It's the hypocrisy of it all. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck who she ends up with. If she want a nigga to cheat on her, then that's her motherfucking choice. I don't give a fuck. It's the hypocrisy that she has the audacity.
Drop just came up here saying she was shaking.
Hold on. We can only hear y'all when
criticizes women.
Candy, you just went. Let $2 finish. Go ahead.
She opens her mouth on a daily basis and criticizes women for the very fucking same thing that she is doing up until this day. She just fucked the nigga 3 weeks ago. But yet you had the audacity to drag AP, Shatonia, Lady Essence for the same shit. Nobody gives a fuck what dick she sucks.
Exactly.
It's the hypocrisy. End of story. The lying. All of that shit.
Okay,
Nobody
after
happily ever after is.
But Drop, you did say
wait,
that.
wait,
I'm sorry, Virgo. Let me just say this real quick. Drop, $2. You did say that you knew the story way back before when Rose asked you, right? So clearly, why didn't you call that hypocrisy out before that if you knew the story?
Me and T was beefing for a totally different reason back then. Just like I said back then, just like I said, now I don't give a fuck who she ends up with. Me and T beef is something totally different. I don't give a fuck.
Go ahead, Drop Queen.
I don't care. She's a hypocrite.
Okay, thank you.
Drop Queen, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Candy, when you see a picture of a child hurt, does that bother you emotionally? Does that affect you any type of way?
How are we describing the child being hurt?
It doesn't matter. If the child is hurt, it was a very simple and straightforward question.
I can't answer that question, unfortunately. I can't.
I'm sure you can because you know where I'm going to it.
I don't know where you're going with it.
Okay, that's fine. So hearing a woman going through something like that, hearing a woman going through something like that, it triggered me. It did. But not only did that trigger me, but for her to lie and put all the blame on the other woman, talking about, I don't mess with this woman. I ain't messing with that man. And then we found out you fucked the nigga. I think it was a week ago, if I'm not mistaken, $2, and not 3 weeks, but I think it was a week ago, but I could be corrected. It's neither here nor there. While simultaneously sitting on a panel telling women, well, if you the side chick, you know your place be quiet. The bitch ain't been quiet not one motherfucking time.
And
she digged at that fucking woman until that woman said she went into a depression. So please don't get up here and act like we give a fuck really about who T's fucking. We're talking about the hypocrisy and the disrespect and demeaning that she do to women, and tell them, yeah, y'all be able to keep a man if y'all knew how to. What she say? If you know how to be a side chick to your man. Bitch, you wasn't a side chick to your motherfucking man. You didn't sit there and just be quiet and just put up with the bullshit like he himself said that you should. This man got up here and say you should just put up with my fucking bullshit. She didn't do that, but that's something she tell women to do. Now, you can act blind like you don't know what me and $2 talking about, but I think you get it. That's why I didn't answer that motherfucking question.
Blind, but that's
Rose, I wasn't talking to T. T kept responding to me. Even Proxy had to get up there and tell her, stop talking to her till you say you didn't want to talk to her. So stop lying. These people on these apps have a motherfucking problem with standing on business. Y'all have a problem with lying.
What did I lie about?
You lied when you said I continue to talk to her. You a goddamn liar.
Y'all were talking to each other.
She was talking to me. That's what. So are you telling me Proxy didn't get up on that panel and tell her stop talking to me?
It doesn't matter. Y'all were still talking to each other.
I was talking to you, and she kept interjecting herself and directing her responses to me. I was talking to you.
So you were talking to me through me talking to her.
I was talking to you.
Like, come on now.
And she started addressing me. And Proxy even had to come to your
You were talking about her.
Who said she didn't want to talk to me.
Whether you were talking
to her.
Which one was it?
Whether you were talking to her or talking to me, it was about her.
It does not matter. She said she didn't want to talk to me and kept talking to me. She said she didn't want to talk to me and kept talking to me.
I guess you weren't talking to her.
Another bitch had to come
why this is about me, though. It's not about
to come up to your panel
issue
and tell
that
her
you
stop
had
talking
was
to
about
me.
T. It's about T. It's about the shit that T has done. It is not about me. Stop centering me. Stop making this about me. It is literally about T.
Oh, they drop.
Y'all were able to come up and ask questions.
Drop now.
You had at least 10 questions. You got off. Drop. Everybody else had 2. I had to drop that shit down to 2 because you were asking so many damn questions.
Wait, who just dropped Queen?
Right. Why y'all dropped it? They dropped you, girl.
Like, what the hell is happening?
I came up to clear up what Drop is saying. Drop did. That is true. When Drop came up to ask her questions, T said that she didn't want to answer no questions from Drop. And so Drop started to ask $2. $2 said she didn't want to answer no questions from me. So then I addressed the panel broadly. That is what T did to Drop. And then I did go up and I said, T, why are you now talking over Drop and addressing Drop when she's speaking to Rose if you said that you didn't want to answer any of her questions? I did say that.
So then that would be a little biased because if Rose opened a panel for the guests to ask questions to T, I think T should have answered Drop's questions. Am I correct, Proxy?
Well, she has a right to deny to answer questions, but at that point, then you have to accept what comes with it. If you don't want to answer her questions, let her get her point out and don't overtalk her. Don't now try to correct what she's saying if you didn't want her to ask you any questions, because it could have been an equitable dialogue, right?
Right.
But if you denied that, then now you kind of leave yourself open to then her saying what she got to say, and now it's just, you know.
And respectfully, that's not biased on me when I can't force someone to answer questions.
But then to drop her without, okay, so if T didn't want to answer her questions, I feel like Drop should have still asked the question. And then if T wanted to answer it or not, I don't think she should have been dropped, because you did say that. But you said she was dropped. I'm confused.
After like the 10th question she asked, she was able to get it off. They had a back and forth. Even though
so then if she was having a back and forth, she was answering her questions. Am I correct?
All right, hold on one second. Get up.
Her question was answered. She didn't like it. She wanted to prove that.
I have to walk away from my phone. Get up and lift. Hold the live down for me for a second. I have to walk away from my phone. But go ahead, y'all.
Okay. I think that y'all would have to hear it to understand what happened. I allowed her to speak. When T said she did not want to talk to her, I said, okay. Then I said, and she asked the question to me, but it was for T. T ended up answering that shit. They were having a back and forth, and it got to a point where Drop was not letting her speak. Drop just kept repeating the same thing over and over and over again. She asked questions. I don't know why she's acting like she did not ask questions. No one's lying on her. She was asked questions. But also, there's a thing that I do in my interviews where it's either you hang up on you or keep you on the line. All of the comments said hang up on her.
Like,
and I dropped her.
You did that to
me.
And
she was allowed, hold on, she was allowed to come back up. She was not paid to be dropped. She could hop back in the queue. And in fact, she ended up coming back up again to ask more questions. She's fucking lying. She came up at least 3 different times to have the conversation. And she kept saying the same things. It was not biased on my end. She was allowed to still come up. And if anything, it would have made the person who I was interviewing probably more uncomfortable than fucking Drop. Because T didn't want to talk to her. So if anything, I probably wronged T before I wronged fucking Drop.
But I'm confused on why the focus is on Rose.
Exactly.
That's what I'm confused.
The fuck is happening?
Yeah, I think it's unfair and unreasonable because Rose, as the interviewer, has an obligation just like AJ. Did not allow people to get up in the panel and dog out Evelyn or dog pile Evelyn, because I'm sure if she would have opened the panel for people to be able to ask Evelyn stuff, she wouldn't have allowed people to go aggressively and combatively at Evelyn. So when you're hosting a space and you're doing it basically interviewing the person, you don't want to lose the person you're interviewing because you're letting people in that want to come up and say stuff just be outlandish. So there does have to be a balance.
Came up there combative as hell. Her approach, the way she even started the conversation, I wouldn't even want to have no conversation with her. I'm not even gonna hold you up, none. But T still had the conversation. T still tried to hear what the fuck she had to say, even when she said I don't even want to talk to her. She still tried to have that open dialogue. Drop was not open for actual dialogue. She was not open for the dialogue. She was cutting her off like how she was cutting me off.
I think we're pushing a goalpost here, right? So I don't know. Something always happens. Drop always sounds like Drop is very centering herself.
And when the comment cousin said hang up, and that shit times 50 hang up, I'm gonna hang up. You can call back, hop back in the queue. Let's move on to somebody else. And like I said, she came up 3 or 4 different times. She wasn't just dropped and disrespected. She capping. And them lying ass bitches over there at AJ Live trying to justify her bullshit, that's on y'all. Y'all sat up here and literally broke down the entire interview y'allself. And y'all still choosing to make it seem as if though Drop wasn't given a fucking voice. She was. They hung up on anybody they didn't want to hear. They hung up on Miss Lovely. They hung up on Trina. They hung up on Drop. She wasn't the only one. They hung up on Erica. They hung up on Sadari. And they was able to hop back in the queue.
You're just hanging up, I see.
Okay, can I squeeze in here right quick? let me just squeeze in. It is like 300 and something people in here. Oh, almost 400 people in here, and we are still at 40. At 40K. So can we please tap the screen, because I know some of y'all are just in here to be nosy and to listen and what's going on. So while you're sitting, bot the screen, please give the panel, give the host. I'm gonna go back on mute. But before I do that, no, drop was not disrespected. Everybody got a chance to call in yesterday. Other people got hung up on also. Turn left. Then that is not true. So that is it. I'm gonna go back on mute until y'all need me again. I don't talk
miss that left turn, girl. Don't miss that left turn.
I'm not. And listen, and if we can, can we not talk over people? I know this is messy talk. I know we do that, but it's hard for us to hear, especially down there in the comments when y'all are talking over each other. So please, let's just do that. I truly do appreciate it, but I'm going back on mute though.
And for AP that's over there talking about, Rose was sitting on T's panel when she was talking about me and Hulk. Tell me what I said, AP. Say what I said. If you can't say what I said, don't say my name. This ain't Destiny's Child, ho.
And
Stop saying my name.
I think that's the thing about with the AP situation too. AP wanted people to now paint Hulk as this abuser and all of this after she had already known about it and given him a chance after knowing about it. And now she wants the app to then basically take her side. And I think that's the difference between the two situations. And I think people are purposely conflating those. So she felt like T should have basically took her side fully and all of it. And that is where it's coming in. T is not asking AP to take her side in this Evelyn and unruly situation. So that's the difference. And people purposely conflate them. I've been there for all of the situations. And the way that AP describes it as happening just did not happen. She actually came up in the panel, said, I see you still allowing BANs in your live talking Sub and Hawk one day. And then it was a buildup of things. So I think people like to play and conflate things. But this is not the same situation. AP wanted the whole app to turn against Hawk now because, okay, I'm done dealing with him. Even though I knew he slapped his baby mama down to the floor and I still fucked with him, still gave him a key. But now that I'm done with him and now that we're into it, now I want y'all to know that this is this about him and now take my side. And if you did not denounce him, then, you support abusers. That's basically what happened. That's not the same situation. So to try to conflate the two is asinine. That's crazy.
This is not my dog in a fight, y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to be a comic cousin at this point. Y'all have a lovely day. Y'all stay
wait. I just got
mindful and peaceful. Bye, Virgo.
What just happened? Wait, what just happened?
I don't want to catch no strays.
What are we catching strays about? What just happened?
I don't know. She said this ain't her conversation, so maybe she felt like this.
Where did the conversation go to that changed?
I feel like the topic was changing. I don't know.
Why y'all talking about AP? What AP got to do with this?
Over there on AJ panel, calling my name, talking about if she finds it funny how I was sitting on T's panel when her and the Hope thing was being discussed, but she won't say what the fuck I said. They over there with they little extra hate train for Rose, trying to make it seem like I'm the problem with the interview, like I fucking did something wrong. I didn't do shit but ask questions. And I don't understand why they're making it about me. I don't